Hey guys, thanks for tuning in to this episode of Astros Baseball, and thanks to everyone out there. If you're watching live on Facebook or X, I am joined, as you can see, by Stadium Steffi with the new mic. What's up?
Hi, friends. How are you? Yeah, no, man. Just living the dream is what I keep telling myself. It's someone's dream. We're not sure whose yet. Could be mine.
Yeah,
We'll find out.
I'm living my dream, I can tell you that.
It's
All right,
beautiful. We love that.
so the first topic I want to get into is the winter meeting results. This is when all the owners get together and they try to wheel and deal. And this is what the Astros did. And when I think we're going to talk about what you think about it later, so I guess we won't give our opinions. But they needed a backup catcher. Rumor came around that it could have been Maldi, but it was Victor Caratini, a catcher from Milwaukee. 2 years, 12 million. Hit 259 last year. His splits 259, 327, 383. What do you think about this pickup?
Honestly, I like it. I think that this is going to be someone good to back up Yiner. And I think he was very cost effective, which is good. So you're not paying a whole lot for a guy who, again, is going to be hopefully on the bench most of the time with Yiner getting his start. So I'm excited for it. And obviously, too, he has a little bit of experience, so he can be that guy to help Yiner out when he needs it. So definitely excited about it. I think it was a really good pickup.
Yeah. And he is a backup catcher. So he's not coming here thinking he's battling for the start. I think he caught 62 games last year
Yeah, which
for
isn't bad.
Milwaukee.
Yeah, not bad.
So the other one the Astros did, they made a trade with the Kansas City Royals for a bullpen arm. So Dana said we need a catcher, backup catcher, and we need bullpen arms. And that's all he said. And they got Dylan Coleman, 3 seasons for the Royals, 96 games, 3.88 career ERA, 1.37 whip. That is not too bad.
It's not.
95-mile-an-hour fastball, 81 slider, 90 cutter, 99 innings, 99 strikeouts, 57 walks. I think the Astros can make this guy even better. I think it's a decent pickup.
I agree. I think they can work with that. I mean, again, Dana said we need the bullpen help. That's what they got. So excited to see what he can do here. And I think too, when you're surrounded by pitchers that are maybe a little bit higher caliber, not that the Royals aren't great, but the Astros, the depth, the heightened pressure a little bit, it makes you either you sink or you swim, and most of these guys have been lucky enough to swim, and hopefully he's one of those guys too. So I don't know. I think it was another really good pickup. Yeah, another good pickup. Really, that's it.
All right, so we need some more bullpen arms because
Mm-hmm.
we lost three. We lost Phil Maton, Hector Neris, Ryan Stanek, and this is what I heard about these three guys. Well, actually, Ryan Stanek, I haven't heard anything. Phil Maton, looks like we could be losing him to St. Louis. Now, this is one of those times where I see the headline, but I don't click on it. But that could be possible. But it said, I did read this. The Astros are one of three teams trying to negotiate with Hector Neris, and that would be pretty awesome to get him back.
Yeah, I 100% agree. I think Hector Neris, too, he's a clubhouse guy. He's one of those guys who brings a very specific kind of energy to what this team needs. I mean, obviously, with them allowing him to do uh, one of the postseason cheers, I think was awesome. And so, man, I think he's one of those guys that you need him back. And the thing is, he knows what he's worth, and he was willing to decline that qualifying offer to hopefully get that. And I think he will. And I hope it's with us.
Yeah, he had one more player option this year, and he's worth more money than it was worth, so he
Yeah.
put himself out there. I would assume he wanted to come back with the Astros, but they're going to have to pay
Yeah.
him what he thinks he is worth. So next up,
Exactly.
thank you, Maldi. No more Maldonado, and I'm
I
so
know.
sad. I was hoping
I'm
he could
sad
be the
about it
backup or
too.
something.
I am too. And I think it was definitely, seeing everyone's like responses and everything, writing out their goodbye Maldi stuff on Instagram and Twitter. And the retweets and the reposts and everything, man. My heart. I love Maldi.
The guy got so much hate, but it seems like he was really loved.
He was. And I think that again, it's one of those things that speaks to like you're a clubhouse guy, like people are going to know you have their back. People are going to know that you're going to bring a certain kind of veteran presence to the team, and he was one of those guys. So I'm definitely bummed that he won't be here this upcoming season, but at the same time, hopefully on to bigger and better things.
I can definitely see him being some sort of coach. Maldi,
Absolutely
six seasons with the Astros, 6 playoff appearances. He just happened to come when we were really good, but 3 World Series appearances, 1 World Series championship. This is a great career for anyone. I would take it. He caught 2 no-hitters. He caught 2 immaculate innings in one game.
One game. Absolute history. Like, how?
And he's awesome.
Just how? Oh, he's amazing.
He may not be the best hitter, but he's awesome. And I love him, and I got to find a new favorite player. And so that's something we'll follow along here on the old podcast here until
I don't know what you're going to do.
Starts, and we'll see what happens.
Struggle's going to be real finding a favorite, though.
All right. The Rule 5 draft happened yesterday, and I missed the Major League part, but I was waiting for my wife in the truck, and so I was listening live to the AAA part of it. And I thought it was called the minor league part, but it's the AAA part. And I guess that's because in order to be protected, you have to be on, I think it's 38-man roster and on the AAA roster. And it's something if you were, drafted or signed at 19, like you can only be there 5 or 6 years. It happened. It's just so you're not just sitting there forever, and it keeps people from stockpiling. But the Astros did not pick up anybody. And of all those players, I don't think they lost anybody, right? On the trip.
Not that I heard of, and I feel like we would have seen it had anyone gotten taken. Yeah, I didn't get to keep up with it nearly as much as I wanted to either. So I'm over here trying to look it up right now. I'm not going to lie to you. We're trying to
I don't think they lost anybody.
In-time research.
We had that big list. Like, are they going to take Shea Whitcomb? Are they going to take? They didn't lose any of those guys.
Yeah.
They protected Kennedy Corona, so I guess that's somebody they thought somebody might take.
Oh, Kennedy I think he's going to be a great one this upcoming year. And speaking of just minor league players, I mean, obviously we have Jake Myers. Dana kind of mentioned that he's going to have him, with that start in center field this upcoming year. And so I think that give Jake the opportunity, see what happens. But if not, we have a lot of outfielders that are currently in the minor leagues that are very close. I think we have 3 or 4 guys that are predicted that they could come up even this year in the outfield specifically. So, hopefully Jake can make something happen. But if not, like, we have backup. We have guys waiting in the wings that are ready to go, hopefully. And I think Kennedy could easily be one of those guys.
Yeah, what they're going to do is he's going to be center fielder. Chaz is going to be in left.
Yep.
But then when Jordan's in left, they're going to move. He's going to move to center field, and Jake will be out. You can just have Chaz in center field and have Corey Julks in left field and take him out. There's many things you can do. I really, without a shadow of a doubt, I thought that Jake Myers was trade bait. I thought they were going to trade him for a relief pitcher or something. And even Corey Julks. I'm pretty surprised that, they didn't really make a move with the enormous roster of pitchers and the enormous roster of outfielders they have. I'm surprised they didn't move any of them.
Yeah, I was actually really surprised at that too. And that's not to say that it still won't happen. There's still plenty of time for tons of moves to be made between now and opening day. But I was also very surprised that they didn't, dangle a carrot in front of another team and say, hey, got any relief pitchers for us? Aside from obviously the one that we got. But yeah, I was very surprised that there wasn't a little bit more action, but again, still plenty of time left. And I'm excited to see what Dana's going to do this year, especially with it being his first full year with an off season as the GM. I'm excited. I think we're going to be in for a fun run. And I think, speaking of,
Yeah, speaking of,
Perfect timing.
that's our next subject.
I love it.
I saw someone put a poll out. It was just a person. It wasn't a
Yeah.
sports writer or anything. And it says, "Is Dana?" I don't think he asked if Dana was the right man, but maybe he did. Like after
Yeah.
what happened, do you think he's the right man? I'm going to use Jake. I traded these guys. Like, what's happening with Bregman? He already said Bregman's going to stay.
Yeah. I mean, I I feel like it's gonna be one of those where, like, we have to see a few more of what kind of big moves he makes, because I think that was the thing that set Luno apart was
Yeah.
he made some insane deals. How?
Yep.
I don't know what he paid these people, you know, to be like, "Hey, let me take this really incredible guy out from you." Like, "Let me get Yordan for Josh Fields real quick. Is that cool with you? You cool with that? I'm cool with that. Let's just trade them just like for like. They're basically the same, you know?" And then you end up with Jordan Alvarez on your team for one other player when, and hindsight for the Dodgers is
Yeah.
2020. But I'm waiting for Dana to make a bigger move before I trust him, but I want to be hyped for Dana the way we were hyped for Luno.
He
I
was with
never
the
felt that
Braves,
with
right?
Click. Yeah, is he?
Wasn't he with the Braves before he came? And he
Oh,
was.
no, he was with the Cardinals. Oh
No,
wait,
I'm
no,
talking.
you're talking about Dana. Yes,
Yeah, Dana
Braves.
Brown.
Yes.
Because so he was with the Braves, and he was known for like signing the
Yes.
players and keeping our players. So that's something to look forward to.
Hmm.
I'm like 1,000% sure that they're going to make a deal with Altuve because he doesn't want to go anywhere and he takes
They
friendly
have to.
deals. But Bregman doesn't seem like the kind of guy. Like I think he's going to be in his 30s. I don't
Yeah,
know. I mean, the guy is one of the best third basemen in baseball. They're not going to
he
say, "Hey,
is.
take 15 million," because he's already making 30. I mean, the
Yeah.
guy is. I don't think Bregman's going to be around. And the reason you don't trade him, and this is what I said on the last episode, we're still good. If
Yeah,
we weren't any
exactly.
good and we weren't making a World Series run, then yeah, go ahead and get rid of him. But we're not. That's why we never got rid of Springer. That's why we never got rid of anybody good because we've been in the World Series hunt every year, and you just keep them until their contract's up.
Yeah, exactly. I think it's going to be interesting to see what kind of deals he makes. I think, obviously to see how his first draft kind of pans out with some of these guys. I think he was really big on the drafting aspect too, from what I heard is, I mean, he helped make the Braves what they are right now, which is obviously a powerhouse. They're incredibly good with just some ridiculous talent. And so I'm excited to see what he does. I'm not fully like Dana, Dana, yet, but I'm like, let's go, Dana.
Hey,
That's the energy level.
for some of you listening, and you're sitting here like yelling at your phone or wherever you're at, you're like, he got JV last year. Like I forgot about that. He did make a
Yeah,
big move at the
that is
trade
true.
deadline. He
That is
traded a couple
true.
of people I didn't want to lose, but I did.
Exactly.
In the minor league part, we forgot to talk about that.
That
We
is
forgot to
true.
talk about. I skipped all over that, but I'll just. No
That's
wonder it
fine.
says I'm all. I made the little banners and I did wrong, but
We're just gonna roll with it. Whatever. We'll make it work.
so let me tell you this: the triple A one, right? You have to be
Yeah.
protected or they could take you. The Guardians took Corpus Christi Hooks pitcher Tyler Brown. The Marlins took outfielder Marty Costas. The Yankees took right-handed pitcher Kevin Castro. And the Astros took Raylene Perez from Boston, low A. So they did pick up a guy, and they
Okay.
lost three guys, and I think they're all in
Wild.
double A, and one of them's in low A, I think.
Crazy.
So in the big portion, I think you have to pay the other team $100,000, I think, to take a guy. But in AAA, it's 24.5 thousand, and they can only protect those 38 guys. So there you go. I forgot about it. But is Dana Brown the right guy? Let's go back to that since that's the subject right now. Um, I don't know. It's like we're spoiled. We had Luno, and like you said, the guy was
Yeah.
amazing. We'll see. I think the jury is still out. Just remember, he gave us JV. Did it work out? Not yet, because we didn't win the World
True.
Series, but we did get Did we get there? I can't see. My memory is so short.
Same.
I don't even
I'm like
remember
a
if we got to the World
chihuahua.
Series last year.
I'm like a chihuahua. I don't
We
really know. I'm
didn't,
just like,
right?
oh,
Yeah, we
we did
didn't. We
not.
didn't. We didn't.
We
Yeah,
did
that's
not.
right.
So sad. I don't want to talk about it. I'm
That's my
upset
old
still.
man memory. So okay, so the jury's still out. I don't know what you guys think, but yeah.
Definitely. But yeah, and I think too, again, with the JV thing, I will say the one thing that I've noticed with Dana is he is still operating very much with a we're still good mentality and not a hey, we're going to trade away the farm because we didn't win the World Series this one year and we're losing people. And yeah, we're losing people, but the core of our group is still here. We still have a lot of really great talent, a lot of guys that I think are just,
Everybody's here but Maldi and 3 relief pitchers.
exactly.
They're all back.
Exactly. Everyone is back. We got some people waiting in the wings that I think are going to be great. So, yeah, it's going to be an interesting year.
And it's not like the Astros have a ton of space. If they sign someone big, they're going to go over. And I don't know if they want to go over the luxury tax. But I mean, if there's a team that has a nice player with a few years left that could help you, like I said, you have a plethora. I didn't say that word, but you have a ton of extra outfielders. You have a ton of extra starting pitchers, especially when these two guys get back. And I heard it wasn't going to be till July or June. Did you read that?
I read that too. And I'm just like, man, LMJ, like, feels like we haven't seen him in 10 years.
Yeah.
It's such a bummer, such a struggle. And it's like,
ever since they extended him, he's just made out of glass.
Yeah. Yeah. All
but
of
he's
a sudden.
Really good. When he's not hurt, he's really, really good.
Exactly.
Imagine our team last year with him.
God. I mean, imagine him with a fully healthy Luis Garcia, a fully healthy Urquidy, a fully healthy LMJ. Like, God, it could have been a whole different year, but I mean, that's baseball. And you're gonna run into these things, these adversities that you have to overcome them or you don't win. And that's what happened.
Astro fans, we are so spoiled.
The most
that we
spoiled.
kind of think last year was a bad year. We went to the ALCS.
Yeah.
It just feels like we got let down, but
we're still there because of who won it. That's my thoughts. I feel like it feels worse because of that, for me at least. Yeah. And even then, I didn't really care that much. Like, I mean, I will say I didn't watch a ton of the World Series, which was, I don't know.
I watched one game.
I watched one, and it was the one where the Diamondbacks just absolutely dominated. It was a great game. I loved it.
I watched the one where they were winning and they gave up a 2-run homer to tie it, and then they lost in the 10th inning. That's the only one I watch. I happen to be on night shift. If the Astros were in the World Series, I'd probably been burning all my sick time.
All your vacation days.
Yeah.
Oh, that's rough. Man. But yeah, but no, I love that they're still operating with a very, we can still be winners mentality. They're not letting their foot off the gas. I think if we can get Lance back, I'd be a happy camper.
So I apologize to you guys listening to the audio podcast. The topic of this conversation is Luis and LMJ. So Luis Garcia and McCullers are both supposed to come back sometime in June or July. I don't know. But that's kind of around the trade deadline, the All-Star break. Mm-hmm. No, the trade deadline's later, right?
Yeah, trade deadline's a little bit later,
but they can still trade all they want, though.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
it's just
exactly.
When that deadline comes, that makes it feel like that's the only time you can trade. It just feels that way. But when they come back,
when the intensity gets,
they're going to have 7 or 8. Starting
pitchers.
Mm-hmm. And did you hear? I said this in the last episode. Forrest Whitley, they're going to give him a shot in the bullpen. So there's another bullpen arm. I think Dana doesn't want to spend money, and not because he's cheap, but there's not a lot of money to spend. Why not use some of our guys? I think Hunter Brown will be good in the bullpen.
And I feel the exact same way. I think for me, I looked at that and I looked at how, there's going to be a plethora, like you said earlier.
Yeah, plethora.
Of starting pitching. It's a great word. I love that word. But there's going to be an overabundance of starting pitchers. And why not utilize some of those guys? Because then they can give their best stuff, throw hard for one inning. And yeah, the preparation is different, but I mean, that's going to take time. That's going to take getting used to being in the bullpen.
Yeah.
And for someone like LMJ, who is just so good when he's here, maybe like if you take away the how long he has to pitch, maybe that's helpful for him. Maybe that helps him go a little bit harder for the innings that he is in there and he can just
Yeah.
absolutely smash it, you know?
I think something about Lance McCullers is like I think somebody must have told him he didn't need surgery, so he didn't get it, and he ended up getting it. It just extended his
Exactly.
downtime. I thought he was going to be ready for next year at the beginning of the season because he was out all year this year, but
Mhm.
all the way till July or June.
All the way till
Wow.
July.
And even Luis Garcia. Wow.
Yeah.
What do you think about people commenting on social media that I was going to say the shot clock, the pitch clock is contributing to more injuries? I would have to look up how many pitcher injuries there were this year versus last year. I have no idea, but it did seem like a lot of pitchers got hurt.
Scientifically, I have not looked at the data, but I kind of thought that that was going to be an issue from the beginning. It was one of the reasons why I didn't like it. I didn't like that they were going to rush pitchers through their delivery because when you get used to doing a certain type of delivery for the first, 5, 10 years of your career, depending on how long you've been in the league, of course. But I can see that being a struggle. I can see that causing injury because maybe you're straining yourself a little bit more because you're not
Yeah.
used to the quickness. So that was something that I had kind of thought about before the season even really started. I was kind of wondering if that was going to contribute to some pitching injuries. But yeah, I would love to see the data and see how the difference was, from year to year.
Imagine you're chopping down a tree and you can't stop. You just got to keep hitting it. You can't,
Yeah.
you want to stop and go, let me take a breath. All right, let
Take
me
a
keep
breather.
going. And I
Yeah.
think that's what they miss, especially Framber. I think Framber misses being able to walk around and gather himself. Like he doesn't have time to gather himself,
Hmm.
but also he threw a no-hitter and he was, I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to say anything negative, but he wasn't very good in the playoffs.
Yeah, he struggled,
But the
to put
offense
it
was
nicely.
horrible. We
Yeah.
played the Rangers with 4 hitters. That's it. 5 through 9, they all did horrible. So there's nobody to blame. The pitchers didn't do as good as we wanted them to, and the hitters didn't. So who are you going to blame? It's a team effort.
Exactly. I mean, I definitely saw that too. I think there was a struggle just all around. It looks like everyone was just exhausted. And it's like, how do you win with a team like that?
Yeah.
It didn't feel like the Astros that we've seen in the playoffs for the past other 6 years. They did look a little bit more tired. I think it was a rough postseason for all. And fingers crossed next year is better. Or this year is better. This
This
year,
year,
next year?
yes. 2024?
Yeah.
That's
Technically, we're
next
still in
year.
23 though, so
That's
that's
next
what I'm saying.
year.
See, it's confusing. Struggle is real.
I can't believe it's December already.
It's insane.
It's crazy.
It's wild to me that it's December. Like, how did this happen? How did we get here? What year is it? I don't even know anymore.
I just barely learned to put 23, and I already got to put 24.
That happens every year. It's like you finally get used to it, and then it's the next year.
All right, it's time for final thoughts. What final thoughts do you have about whatever you want to talk about? It doesn't even have to be about baseball. I could care less. Because I
My
talked
final
about the college
thoughts.
football thing, about how they left that undefeated team out
Oh
for
my
like
gosh.
15 minutes. Hope you guys enjoyed it.
That's insane. Yeah, I was going to say though, I did hear a lot of my friends who were kind of justifying it in the sense that it's like TCU last year, where it's like you have a team that looks good in their, what is it, league, I guess? I don't know what conference. There we go. I'm not big on the college football thing, but you have people that look like dominant powerhouses in their conference, but then they play against the other conferences and it's the cracks start to show.
Yeah.
So
It's kind of unfair because they lost their
yeah,
quarterback, but they kept winning. They kept
exactly.
winning
That's
without
the
the
crazy
quarterback,
thing.
but
Yeah, because weren't
without
they
their
on their like
starting,
third string
yeah,
quarterback or something? That's
yeah. I
nuts.
think the second string
Just
quarterback would be
nuts.
ready for the bowl game, but I
Yeah.
think they would get dominated,
Yeah.
even though they're 13-0. And I think like Alabama deserved to be in because they beat Georgia. and Georgia hadn't been beaten like 29 games or whatever. But Texas beat Alabama, so it's like they kind of both deserve it, I guess. I don't know, because I
Yeah,
think
it's
Alabama deserves
interesting.
it more than Texas, but Texas beat Alabama, and I think that's kind of the. But anyway, go
Yeah.
ahead. What was your final thought? I interrupted.
Anyway, no, final thoughts. First of all, I miss baseball season so much. I miss being at the ballpark. I miss Minute Maid. I'm excited for all of the new stuff that is to come around the ballpark. I think that's
Mm.
going to be amazing. It's going to be amazing having what, we've talked about for years. I mean, like I think I told you in the last one that I was in with you, they've been talking about this since 2018 internally. And so to see it finally coming to light, and actually, I think that the way they're doing it is even more extravagant than what they had looked at originally. So I think it's going to be incredible. I can't wait for us to have that type of space in Houston. And I think it's going to keep more people around the ballpark. It's going to give more space. And I think it's going to be amazing. But I can't wait for this upcoming season. But in the meantime, I'm going to enjoy the Rockets. I'm going to enjoy the Cowboys because I'm not a Texans fan. Sorry. But uh but no, yeah, hey, I'll enjoy the Longhorns as well. I'm going to watch that game for
That's
sure.
Texas. That's the
No, I
Texans.
said
They're
Texans.
no, but the Texans are Bulls too. Look,
Oh,
I mean,
that's right. I didn't know that they do this thing though.
I don't know either, but they have it on their.
We're just making it up as we go.
You know that
But
place over there? What's it going to be called? They have a name of it yet?
I don't think they've given a name yet.
I can imagine this. I can imagine it being so fun that if you live in Houston, you're like, hey, let's go there. Like
Oh,
instead of saying
100%.
let's go to the game, you're like, hey, let's go
Yeah.
here. Let's go hang out. Because you
Well,
can take as many people as you want. You don't got to buy tickets and you're gonna have a good time.
exactly. Well, and I've been lucky enough that I've been to the Battery in Atlanta. I've been to Ballpark Village in St. Louis. I didn't get to go to Texas Live. I actually went to a Rangers game with my family. My parents aren't huge like party drinkers, so I was like, if I come to a game with my friends, we're definitely going to have to go to Texas Live. But I've seen all of those spaces and how cool they are and how exciting it is pregame, postgame, Wrigleyville too. Oh my God, Wrigleyville, so much fun. But yeah, so to have that kind of space for us Astros fans and for us Houstonians, I think is going to be so
Houstonians.
fun. Hey, all of the Houston, even if you're not from Houston, like you're probably going to want to party there because that's going to be the spot that you know about. So I'm excited. I think it's going to be amazing. I think, yeah, I think it's going to be fun times and I'm excited for the season. But like I said, in the meanwhile, I'm going to watch all the other sports. I'm probably going to do some video game stuff. That's going to be fun. And yeah, we're just going to hang out and have a good time until the Astros get rolling back again.
I'm looking forward to it. Here's my
Same,
final
same.
thoughts. I ordered these on sticker mode. Look at that. You
Those
can't
are
see
so
this unless you
fancy.
go, if you're watching live or you go to YouTube. I'm going to post this on YouTube. But they had the special 50 stickers for $9. So I will be
Heck
giving you guys
yes.
stickers. If you want one, you can go give us a 5-star review on Apple. That's the easiest way to get it. Or just get a hold of us somehow and I'll figure out a way for you
Shoot.
to earn this sticker. But I'm going to send you some, Steffi, so you
I
can
was going to
have.
say, send some over and I will send them to people with my calligraphy on their addresses. I'll do the cute calligraphy for the address. It's going to be a great time.
I'll definitely send
Can't
you
wait.
some. All right, folks, that's all we have for this episode of Astros Baseball. Like I said, I have an interview coming up, and me and Steph will be back whenever there's some more stuff happening. So we'll see you
Yay for
next
more
time.
stuff.
Yay!
Yay!
You
Bye.
know what? Here's another final thought
Aw,
before you say
dang.
bye.
Too late. I already said bye.
So
Yeah.
awesome. My granddaughter spent the night with us last night. It was so
Oh,
nice. So great. I have
I
3
love
now.
that.
All right. See you next time, folks.
Bye.